just so impressive. While Allen's been, steadily improving, just really took that extra notch with the help of Stephon Diggs.
All right, Dan Beebe, who do you have for most improved player?
Jeez. I was going to go Cole Beasley.
Cole, I mean, he was in Buffalo last season too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's right. Because the year before when he was with the Cowboys, he was having like the best season of his career. But I forgot there was a year between Dallas and now. So, okay, yeah, Cole Beasley. He definitely played better this year than he did last year. For me, I couldn't decide between two people, so I'm going to pull the ultimate scumbag move, and I'm going to give two as a tie. DK Metcalf, because just look at how he plays now as compared to how he played last year. He's gone from a kid playing football to a man dominating a sport, and it's just insane. My other most improved player is Baker Mayfield. We've seen so many terrible juvenile mistakes that he made last year and even the beginning of this season to where he was playoff Baker, night and day. Completely different, and you could see just something clicked for him. He wasn't running for his life. He was more confident in the pocket. He was directing receivers where to go. The difference from Baker last year to Baker this year is nuts. So
yeah, that's a very solid argument for Baker, and gotta agree with you. Everything I said about Josh Allen pretty much applies to Baker as well. He looks like he's turned the page. He looks like the game has slowed down for him, and
I don't think the game slowed down for him. That cliche. I think he sped up for the game. I think he, I think you know what I mean.
The result's the same.
Yeah, but he just played so much better this year than he did last year. Stats aside, regardless of the stats, just watching him play, he looks like a franchise quarterback. So, those are my two, DK Metcalf and Baker Mayfield. Do I even need to ask anyone who their comeback player of the year is?
Younghoe Koo.
Yes. Oh, man.
As much as he won fantasy playoffs across the board for people, no, it's pretty hard to argue against Alex Smith.
Alex Smith. Tony has Alex Smith.
Alex Smith.
Yeah. Fox Sports, when they were putting out their list of their players for different awards, the comeback player of the year was Alex Smith, Alex Smith, Alex Smith, or Alex Smith. So it's obvious who the comeback player of the year is. Alex Smith. He might be. Him and Teddy Bridgewater are the comeback players of a lifetime. Both gruesome, terrible leg injuries. Both literally close to dying. To come back and both be playing at the highest level of football is just insane. So,
don't forget about Big Ben as his thumb.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, or Lamar and his poops,
Right.
Right. All right, so we all agree comeback player of the year is Alex Smith. All right, defensive rookie of the year. Tony has Chase Young. Dan Beebe, you said Chase Young. Dan O'Shea.
I was torn between Chase Young and your boy Jeremy Chin. Ultimately, I did go with Chase Young by a hair.
And you can keep that hair on your chin. I'm going Jeremy Chin. He's my boy, Jeremy Chin. If you need to know anything about Jeremy Chin, it's that he had 2 fumble recoveries, returned for a touchdown on back-to-back plays in a game this year. in which they still lost, though.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But he did.
Not 'cause of him.
No, I think he led the team in tackles like 12 out of the 16 games that the Panthers played. Nuts for a rookie, for a safety / linebacker from Southern Illinois. Yeah, Jeremy Chinn. And
Good stuff.
the next one we're going to move on to is Offensive Rookie of the Year. Tony has the Chargers quarterback, Justin Herbert. It's hard to argue against Justin Herbert.
Yeah, that's what I had as well.
Yeah, my top two were the Justins, Herbert and Jefferson. I gotta go with my boy Herb. Honorable mentions to the top three linemen, Wills, Wirfs, and Mekhi Becton, or Mekhi Becton. And honorable mentions to some of these rookie running backs as well. And I think if Joe Burrow hadn't been injured, he probably could have taken it from Justin Herbert. It looked like they were set out for a really fun arms race.
Yeah, at one point in the season, it looked like CeeDee Lamb was going to be in the race. It looked like Chase Claypool was going to be in the race for a little bit. It looked like Henry Ruggs, a couple of games, looked like he could have. Cam Akers absolutely could have. But at the end of the day, it came down to the Justins, and I'm moving on up with Justin Jefferson. I think Justin Jefferson doing things that has only been seen by wide receivers that are literally all in the Hall of Fame, including Randy Moss, including Jerry Rice. His style of play is just nuts, and he is putting up the stats that you would expect a 5-time All-Star or Pro Bowl wide receiver to put up. Someone who's at the very least borderline Hall of Fame, and he's exceeding everything so far. Whereas we've seen quarterbacks as rookies just go absolutely bonkers and tear the league apart, and they just fizzle out. I know that that's not something we should take into account, but I was much more impressed by what Justin Jefferson did than what Justin Herbert did.
Yep.
And that leaves us with the most valuable player. Tony has Aaron Rodgers. Again, very hard to bet against Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, they called this the QB award for a reason. And, through the regular season, he was insanely efficient. He's going to win it. He's going to win the actual award. So, do you want to say who's going to win, or do you want to pick your own MVP? I'm going to go with who's going to win, and it's Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Rodgers.
And I'm going to disagree with all of you because I think the most valuable player in the NFL this year was Josh Allen. I don't know how he isn't higher up in conversations. I get Aaron Rodgers is potentially, some people argue, the greatest quarterback of all time. But I don't see how Josh Allen didn't jump him this year. Josh Allen's crazy. He can throw it. He can run it. Josh Allen is that team.
He's got to stop running 20 yards backwards on getting tackled. That's the problem.
I mean, that's not his fault. Aaron Rodgers does the same stuff.
He's got to learn to get rid of the ball when there's no play.
I mean, did you see those throws on the sideline where we thought he was out and he got the ball off? Yeah, that's insane. In my opinion, Aaron Rodgers is number 2, but Josh Allen deserves the MVP. Baker Mayfield, number 3. Baker Mayfield would be my 3rd pick for MVP.
He's lost chunks of yardage more than once.
All quarterbacks do. That's especially when you don't have a great offensive line. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, I bet Aaron Rodgers has double-digit negative 10-yard plays this season, too. It's not a stat that I've looked up, so I don't know. But losing chunks of yardage doesn't mean you're not an MVP. It means your supporting cast is screwing you over. Hello? All right. So there we go. That's our picks for the NFL awards. Were there any awards that we missed? There's like the stupid like FedEx Ground Award or whatever that Ezekiel Elliott won when he should have won Offensive Rookie of the Year. But again, it's a quarterback. It's a quarterback award, so they gave it to Dak Prescott. Regardless, there's also the NFL Man of the Year, which I think is one of the dumbest. Is one of the dumbest awards because they literally have one player from every team in the running. When I'm sorry, there's no one on the Patriots that deserves that award. So.
Excuse you, sir. It is the NFL's most prestigious award.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. If you look through the name of all 32 teams, we'd recognize about 10.
Yeah. That's what I always say. It's like, who are the candidates? And I'm like, wait, who?
Yeah, I mean, like...
That sounds like an owl. Who?
Yeah, who is that? I'm sorry, I've never heard of this third-string lineman. Thank you.
So, I mean, prop to the people that get it, because obviously they're making a big difference in their community. So I get the NFL's push for it. You know, it makes them look good. It helps the community, et cetera. But yeah, we definitely don't have to go through that.
Yeah, I mean, Jason Witten won it one year, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I don't know who the rest of the people are. But we are about 25 minutes in, so we are going to finish up by talking about what happened in these two NFL championship games. Let's start first with the NFC. The I almost called them the Green Bay Rodgers, which that's not correct. The Green Bay Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers just smothered them. The Packers really had no answer for anything that Tom Brady and the running game were doing. It looked a lot like their matchup Week 6 when the Buccaneers won 38-10. It just wasn't that close on the scoreboard.
Right.
Tom Brady going to his 10th Super Bowl. Jesus Christ.
It's just unreal. On a new team, I think he won the is it Tom or is it Bill question.
Maybe. He might have.
Obviously, he's got a fantastic team around him. They couldn't have done it without that defense really just stepping up crazily. And that turned out to be the more fun game of the weekend. Unfortunately, it was. They ended up not being the best games I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean they weren't terrible games, but let's just say I was playing. I was playing NBA Supercard during the AFC game. So.
Yeah,
that's appropriate.
Yeah, at least I guess the NFC game was still watchable somewhat at the beginning of the fourth quarter. The other game was over pretty much as soon as the fourth quarter started.
It was the same issue that I had seen with the Bills, going over to the AFC game real quick. The same issue that I had seen with the Bills the week before, where against the Ravens, where they couldn't do anything offensively. They had no run game. They didn't even try to run for like an entire half. Like, I don't know. You got to get, if you don't trust Zach Moss and Devin Singletary to run the ball, you got to get a new running back, because you can't win by just throwing the ball.
No. Well, they want they took that committee backfield approach, and obviously they're just not confident in it. So